Welcome to Pseudo Ludo. This is episode 21, and today we're going to be talking about what is in the news, what we've been playing. What did you say, Nick?
I just did the 21 Savage 21 ad lib.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. Why we shouldn't do that anymore? Because it won't be episode 21 after this. So enjoy while you can. All right. Now, I guess transition music. What have you guys been up to? What have you been playing? How's life treating you?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Madden 20. I don't know whether or not it's in preparation for Madden 21 or not. I'm still undecided on whether or not I'm going to buy it. The hashtag Fix Madden franchise is still out there, and I mostly play the franchise mode, so who knows. But I am having a good time in that. It's always fun. Tim and I played online a little bit. Gave him the whoopings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I deleted it right after that game because I'm not going back to that.
That bad, huh?
Yep, wasn't my my cup of tea. Maybe when football season's like, whatever happens with the season, but maybe I'll put it back on for that.
I'm in full football mode. Training camp has got my gears going. I bought Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
How do you like that?
I played the first couple levels, and I am excited for the rest of the game. Opted for the mode that has Funky Kong, because I didn't want to miss out on...
Oh my God.
I didn't want to miss out on having him. I haven't used him yet, but I wanted to see him in all his glory.
Gotcha.
Isn't
that like the kid mode or something? Where it's like...
or he's sick, he has like extra health and double jumps, but...
He's funky.
Yeah, he is pretty funky. But I've only played as normal DK. And then I bought an Incineroar amiibo, even though I don't like Incineroar the character in Smash Bros.
Wait, yeah, why did you buy that?
I don't know. I walked in.
Hold on. Can we discuss this? Because you did tell me that, and I kind of glazed over. First of all, I don't think you've played that Pokemon, right?
No.
Okay, haven't. All right, established that. Next up, Smash Bros. Do you like playing as Incineroar?
No.
Okay. Is there any other reason that you would have bought that?
He's hella thick.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Eventually, I'll collect all the thick boy amiibos.
Who else?
I guess you have to now.
In that company.
Yeah, about
Wario. We're undecided on whether Wario is
a thick boy.
The way I see it, Nick, is like if they were an Overwatch character, would they be a tank?
Wario probably would be.
I think he'd be DPS.
You think?
Yeah, I
think he'd be a trash hybrid that wasn't viable.
Yeah, I definitely. Just by his very nature, he would be. But like Incineroar, I could definitely see being a tank.
Yeah.
That kind of like just the tankiness of him. Like Bowser, come on. Bowser is not support.
But that's about it. That's all I've been playing.
Wow. So you've really just been playing yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
By convincing yourself that you need an Incineroar amiibo.
You know that meme of Joker putting on, or the Joker putting on the makeup? And
yeah.
That's me playing Madden and buying Incineroar, saying things are going to be different this time.
Yeah, seriously. Wow. You're really going downhill, honestly.
It's been a while since I've went on a big like video game related purchasing spree. So
and it really hasn't even come close to a while.
When was the last time I went on like a spree?
A spree? What are you? You sound like a serial killer.
I bought Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and K. Rool and Incineroar.
Oh man.
When was the last time I bought more than one game?
I don't know, like last month probably.
Yeah, that's a while.
It's August. I think in July, I'm sure you bought Gang Beasts, you bought Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, but
probably a whole host of other games that you didn't tell us about.
No, not really. But I beat Ghost. Have you beat Ghost, Tim?
No, I have not beat Ghost. I played some.
Are
today,
you coward?
But, Yeah, I am.
What else have you been playing,
Right,
Tim?
is this a transition over to me? Oh, smooth transition. Let's see. What else have I been playing? What have I not been playing, honestly? It's been a little while since we chatted about. Yeah, definitely outweighed by the things I haven't played still, but closer to even than you would think. So, I tried out Dead Cells on PS Now, which is really, really good. Had a lot of fun with Dead Cells. I played it for like a whole Sunday, like afternoon, pretty much. Which, you know, if people don't know what Dead Cells is, it's like a roguelike, kind of like difficult Souls type combat, but it's all 2D, so I wouldn't really. I know a lot of people describe it as that, but it's really, really fun. It's like most roguelikes, like your death is permanent and stuff, but you are kind of building towards, you know, having better knowledge of the maps and having, like, you know, acquiring better weapons and upgrades and stuff. So that's been fun. I still have it downloaded, but I haven't played it in a while. I've played more Ghost of Tsushima, but I haven't been playing too much of that. I don't know why. I just haven't really been in the mood for, like, my console much, you know? Like, I don't know. I've been playing mostly on the Vita, Persona 4 Golden, which is really great. Having a lot of fun with that. I've had that downloaded for a really long time, and something just like told me that it was time to start playing it, so that's what I did. Even though I don't know if I have all the time required to beat it, but what else have we've been playing Fall Guys, and
Are you gonna play Persona 5 after Persona 4, or are you gonna go back to Dragon Quest? What's your deal?
that probably depends on like how much. If I beat Persona 4 in like a reasonable amount of time, and if I still like it as much, and I'm not like tired of it by the end of it. But, you know, I am like, as I'm playing it, like in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, like, you know, the graphics and stuff must look way better on, because this was originally a PS2 game, which is wild. I can't even imagine that this came out in that era, because it seems really advanced for that, like for that generation. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive game. I've had a lot of fun with it. But also, it's super complex, and I don't know if I can, like, learn everything. Because it seems like it takes a lot out of you. Otherwise, we've just been playing. Yeah, go ahead.
A little sidebar. Should I pre-order the Hero and the Joker amiibo?
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm gonna say yes, because you want to do it, so what you should do
I
it.
do want to. Should I play Dragon Quest first, or no? Or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Or should I just
yeah.
pull an
That's the right
Incineroar
mindset.
and
Put time into like an 80-hour game just to be able to buy the $12 plastic toy it comes with. But yeah, otherwise just Gang Beasts, which we've all been playing, which is fun. I would play more of that soon if you guys want to. And
Absolutely.
I also downloaded Black Ops 4, which you know, that's a blast from the past. Haven't booted that up in a while, but I think we're gonna do a tournament in Blackout pretty soon.
I also
I'm actually
downloaded
excited
that.
for. I see it in my cross media bar, and now I'm like, you know, I got the itch for it. So we should get that going soon.
Nothing goes
You
better.
guys want
Nothing
to.
goes together better than Brian and a Cordite. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I agree.
That's right. It's like it's just wow.
Can we talk about how much better that is than Warzone? It's crazy that I lost support after a year. They should have kept going with that.
I think it's
I
a
wish they
hot
did.
take. I think most people like Warzone better, but not I.
Yeah, well, they're
Yeah.
cowards.
I want to check out Warzone. I haven't played it in a long time. I don't know. Have they been supporting it with any cool new stuff?
It's not really
I
cool.
deleted it. I don't know.
I heard there's like some like sort of pay to win stuff going on there now.
Doesn't surprise
like you can
me.
buy guns or something, which I think defeats the whole purpose of a battle royale.
You have to earn, like, you have to unlock the best guns, the broken guns.
Yeah, that's
Everyone can unlock it with the battle pass, but like the people that buy the levels or whatever they're gonna do, obviously get the
Okay.
OP guns first.
So like for an equivalent, just wrapping my head around this, it's like a golden scar in Fortnite. That's like I would have to buy that to be able to use that in the game or something.
Or play it
Or-
enough that you earn
yeah.
it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Blackout's just a
I mean,
good old fashioned.
I know I don't like that.
Everyone's on the same playing field. You find your goodies, and you gotta manage your inventory better. And
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the calling in loadouts is like a unique idea, but I think ultimately it kind of purged the game of what that whole genre is supposed to be about, which is like making do with what you have. So I think that makes it a little less interesting when you can just call in a loadout pretty easily.
Should I buy the loadout amiibo?
Yes.
All right.
But yeah, that's it, I think. But yeah, been playing some fun stuff. I set up my Raspberry Pi, which I don't think I've talked about yet, but that's been really cool. That's the second one I've gotten, but this one is like, the last time I did that was in like 2015, so this one is much better. Runs everything a lot better. Been playing some like PS1 games on it. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, a lot of fun. Yeah, so
Play it.
That was fun. Nick, are you still thinking of doing that, Nick?
I'm torn between doing that or building. I don't know if you ever heard of it. This is completely unrelated to video games. It's called Reef Pi, and it has like different systems that you can use to monitor your aquarium. And I don't have a saltwater tank, but I think it would be kind of cool as like a little project to do like.
So you use a Pi to like
monitor the temperatures, and it makes a dashboard for you to easily. Well, you're supposed to be able to monitor temperature, salinity, stuff, pH, stuff like that. I'd probably just do it for temperature.
Could you just buy a water thermometer for that then?
Yeah, I have 2 in my tank right now. But how am I supposed to really know unless I have a Raspberry Pi?
You got to get the third one for the redundancy, you know. Keep those fish all safe, please. But yeah, all right. What about you, Richie?
I have been playing a little Fall Guys, and I also started a new character in Dark Souls Remastered. I played like a couple hours of Dark Souls with a new character, and then also me and Murph participated in a little multiplayer extravaganza of the multitude of games such as Nidhogg, Gang Beasts, Overcooked 2, and Super Smash Bros. And I smoked Murph in all of them.
Oh my god, you destroyed me in Gang Beasts.
You mean
Nidhogg? Nidhogg,
it was just sheer precision.
It was a slaughter. It was kind of ridiculous that you were that good after all those years that you've gone without playing.
Who's to say I have gone any moment?
Yeah, maybe playing. you wake up and make a coffee and grind out Nidhogg all day. I don't know what you do.
I run drills, Murph.
You might. Waiting, you casually, you want to play Nidhogg or something? But you've been waiting for that for years. Anything else? How's the trophy life going for you? You get any plats? Any updates for us?
No, it's we're getting down to the wire here, and
time is ticking on the contest.
Sly 3 is,
Tell me about,
is still unplatinumed.
Very good.
I mean, I honestly not looking good because I have a pretty busy next few weekends. So.
Oh, that's a shame.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I empathize with you. I haven't really been in the mood for trophy games. You're probably in the same position where I have a lot of stuff that I need to just like sit down and do and look up the guides for and clean up and find the collectibles. But I'm just way more in the mood to play something without like checking, a guide or whatever. And I just want to like be chilling. So I've just been like playing the Vita, like just kicking back, not thinking about it, just enjoying going to high school in Persona 4 and fighting demons and stuff that you do. I should also mention I got this cool machine from Arcade 1-Up, which is a company that remakes arcade machines. And this one is a mini-sized one that fits on like a table, or it's called a countercade. And it's a Miss Pac-Man machine, and I've been playing a lot of that. It's been a lot of fun. Good product. I would recommend that.
All right, Murph. Let's get into the news.
Let's do it. All right. Number 1. For some reason, they're making a Gollum game. Every character. That's when you think of Lord of the Rings. It's like, do I want to be Aragorn? Do I want to be Legolas? Do I even want to be a Hobbit? No, I want to be a secondary antagonist named Gollum, and he's just a little creature. And they're making a narrative stealth game based on Gollum. And we got a teaser trailer for it. I'm gold blooming because I don't know what to do here. I guess life finds a way, right? Gollum finds a way.
He does. Good for him.
This is what do you think of this one, Brian?
Most
I just
anticipated
don't know.
game of all time, of course.
Except for Bugsnax.
I mean, it's
No,
theoretically
even more.
it sounds like interesting, like, you know what I mean? It sounds like an interesting project, but I feel like we haven't even just played a regular Lord of the Rings game in forever, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why they
feel
don't
like-
just make like a open world RPG with Lord of the Rings world.
Yeah.
Like, not like Shadow of
It's
Mordor.
Yeah.
Like, you actually can go into towns and explore,
Right.
not because Mordor is in Mordor, so it's
Yeah.
all enemies. So I want like The
Right.
Witcher or Skyrim, but from
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
that would be awesome. Just exactly.
Or a Gollum game.
Yeah, or a Gollum game, which probably also takes place in Mordor if we're being real. Based on that trailer, it looked like he was in Mordor, but I don't really know what they're doing here.
Yeah, what's even the goal of this? To
I
foil
don't-
the plan of the heroes of the story?
Yeah, because like it's not like this is an IP that has been dried up and they're at the bottom of the barrel and like, all right, let's do something really, really interesting. This is like, they haven't done too much with Lord of the Rings in a while. The last Lord of the Rings game I was really into was like on the PS2. So, well, I like the PS3. What was the name of that game?
Conquest.
It was like, yeah, Lord of the Rings Conquest. But they really haven't done too much, and I mean, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know why they did this, but there must be a pretty strong reason for doing it because it's not super marketable in my mind. So
It's
it must
not
be a cool
Super
project.
Mario in my mind.
It's not that
Very
either.
true, Nick. Always with the insight.
I feel like it must be a lower budget or something, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's like a independent or like a double A.
Yeah, it looks pretty double A, just like looking at the screen grabs and stuff. Like, so I don't know. It might be cool. I don't want to trash on it. I'm just a little baffled that they're not going with something more like marketable and something more like I don't know, something you would imagine people would want to play. But this could be cool. This could be cool if it's like an experience, like maybe a short narrative type thing. I don't know.
The thing I saw said it was going to be like Prince of Persia, and I could not be more confused as to what a Gollum Prince of Persia game would be like.
Yeah, I'm a little. Yeah, I'm still reeling from this. I'm not quite sure.
Reeling like it's trauma.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a lot more to say about that as more comes out. But at least I'm talking about it. It's in my mind now, and it probably won't go away, for better or worse. So maybe they're on the right track. Up next, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the game that may need more subtitles. We're not sure yet. We finally got a name announcement for that, which had been leaked for a long time, along with an accompanying image, and not too much else.
And a teaser trailer.
I don't. Oh, was there a teaser
There
trailer?
was
I
no
didn't
game.
even see
It was
that.
no gameplay. It was like historical footage and such. Pretty interesting trailer. But yeah, their full reveal is this week,
Okay.
26th.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe we'll have more to say about that later. What are you guys thinking? Are you like excited for another Black Ops game, which seems to be a soft reboot the same way Modern Warfare was in 2019? It looks like they're only going to be called Modern Warfare and Black Ops now because they have no reason to call it otherwise, apparently.
I mean, I think I'm cautiously optimistic for a return to the grounded Black Ops because it quickly became very sci-fi and very silly with 2 and 3, and then 4 didn't have a campaign at all. So, I mean, I'd be interested in the campaign with the Cold War and such, but I mean, I'm pretty nervous about this game's development considering they just revealed it and it's probably going to come out in 2 months. And also Treyarch is usually a year ahead, so they replaced Sledgehammer in the cycle. So it's not looking good, but they probably have infinite resources.
I can't imagine that this is going to be the highest quality game we've gotten. I think it's going to be clearly there was some development trouble, but there will never be a year, pandemic aside, where they're going to miss their, yearly cash cow in the fall, right before the holidays. So it's like they are going to sell something that says Call of Duty on it. And it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters, like, if it's broken or not. And I don't think it's going to be broken, but I don't think it's going to be anything, like, revolutionary,
Zombies is always fun, too.
Yeah, who knows? They might not have, like, they might cut something.
No, I'm
just
sure.
to
If anything, they'll
get
cut
it out
the
in time.
campaign. Again.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm excited. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd be more interested to
for Call
see
of Duty campaigns, so that's definitely going to be on my
Black
radar.
Ops. The original Black Ops is my favorite narrative in a Call of Duty game. So I mean, I like the original one a lot.
I'm excited.
I'd be more excited if it was just a remaster of the original one, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's a known quantity for me. But
I'm interested to see how they're going to have the quote-unquote tight integration into the Warzone and how that'll affect the gameplay of Warzone. Maybe it'll bring it back towards Blackout in a way. Who knows?
I doubt it. My guess will just be
would
that
be-
they're
All
just
right,
gonna
maybe,
add
Brian. I
another
said
map to
maybe,
Warzone.
Brian. It's just speculation. Chill.
Well, because they played completely differently. So my guess
Yeah,
is
well.
that they're just going to add another map to Warzone that would have Black Ops maps in it.
yeah, which that could be cool. And like if it's actually from that time era, like I think the period piece Call of Duties are really fun. And I think that's more fun to have like, the M16 and like just like the classic like Vietnam War stuff going on.
Or, hear me out, they bring
yeah.
Blackout back and cannibalize themselves.
Okay, they should do that too. They probably will.
Almost like how they created
then
Warzone
also-
and cannibalized Blackout.
They integrate Warzone into the Crash Bandicoot game and then fill it with microtransactions. And also Tony Hawk Battle Royale.
No, okay, the last one got me right. I'm 100.
Oh, it's
It's just like
100
100 skaters
drop
drop
onto
into
a
a park,
ramp.
and the first one to miss a trick explodes.
That would actually be kind of cool if there were like you pick up weapons, like there's like baseball bats and stuff that you're skating around, you get points for tricks. I don't know.
Empty
Did you-
monster
did you-
cans.
Did you guys ever play the Tetris Battle Royale?
Yeah, good
Yeah.
time.
Tetris 99. Good time. Mostly because it's Tetris, not because I cared about the online part
Tetris
as much.
is a top 10 game of all time.
I'm just not good enough at Tetris to be worried about what the other people were doing on their screen. I was too focused on my own. So I could imagine it being really fun if you're actually like proficient at Tetris, like Brian is. I'm sure.
Hey,
But I mean, the Fall Guys shows anything can be a battle royale. So, Tony Hawk, bring it on. Let's go. I'll see you. I'll see you on the at the park.
Scamped board.
Scamp board. All right, we have some unfortunate news for anybody interested in playing Deathloop in 2020, because you are not going to be able to do that. Deathloop was delayed to 2021 via a tweet, and yeah, Q2 2021. So, I mean, this is like a tale as old as time now. There's really no surprises to me anymore with these. Like everything's just been getting delayed, understandably so. It's a little bit of a letdown, but I'm in no rush to play it. It looks super cool, and I just want it to be the best product it can be whenever it comes out. So it's fine by me.
Big L for me for our Fantasy Critic League, but
Oh yeah, because that game looks like it'll do pretty well. too.
yeah, I
also-
got smoked by a delay in that too.
I also need
I had Halo.
need every point I can scrape together because of my poor call on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I
How many
counterpicked
points did you lose?
25.
Yeah, that was such a great pick by my team. We are really happy to have Microsoft Flight Sim.
Flight, like flight joystick controllers, like for flight simulations.
Yeah.
Those are selling out now. Like they're hard to find.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I bet. I mean, it looks super cool. I don't think I would ever like pay for the full setup, but I would love to like try it somewhere, like where you
Yeah.
sit down and like people have like the full simulation all set up. That seems really cool.
I wonder how long
Plus
that'll.
flying a plane into your friend's house and sending them a video of it.
I wonder how long that'll like last. 'Cause I feel like initially you could think that's pretty cool, but how long are you gonna be able to keep playing that? Just like, oh, there's some more houses.
It's a small, like, I mean, this one seems almost mainstream in its success right now, but it's a small dedicated community that just loves doing that, you know? Like, there's people that only play flight sims, and they, you know, it's like they're not even really in it for the video games. They just like the flight sim stuff. So I think they'll have enough to support off that, because I think usually they continue supporting it by like selling more planes and stuff. I want to say, like, you buy new planes, new DLC and stuff. I'm not quite sure. It does seem fun, and the fact that this one isn't numbered or given a year or anything like that indicates to me that they're planning on just supporting this one as like a long term thing.
Yeah,
it does look incredible. Like like I just want to try that out. You know,
could just get a real plane.
Might be cheaper. But yeah, Deathloop, kind of a letdown. Understandable. It sounds like a really cool game. Can't wait to see more from that. What about you guys?
I agree, but it's at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot to play at launch, so I'd rather have it be good than rushed.
This is a console exclusive, right, for PlayStation?
Yeah.
Which, that's kind of a hit for them. But they'll still have Miles Morales. Although that did seem like kind of of the games that were coming out in the launch window, I was pretty excited for that one. But I mean, I've got so many games that I'll, you know, be interested in. It's not a huge problem. I'd rather have it just be good. All right, you guys want to move into some superhero related discussions?
Sure.
We had DC Fandome this weekend. We got a couple game reveals. I mean, the Suicide Squad was that was technically revealed earlier.
Suicide Squad.
You know, this is.
Now that is a game I'm excited for.
Yes. So let's talk about that one first. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. So Brian, what do you think about this? Try and just, you know, I know you're the DC guy, so I want you to just dispel this information for us and tell everybody your thoughts.
Well, it's developed by Rocksteady, who did the Batman Arkham games, which are excellent. Some of the best games of last generation. And it's a Suicide Squad game, but also it's not really had a lot of information because the trailer is a cinematic trailer. It's not coming out until 2022. And it seems like both of these games, Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, may end up being games as a service. So I am very disappointed with the information that was given out. Seems like these might go the way of Avengers, which to me is very disheartening, especially coming from a DC property in general, but also Rocksteady and also Suicide Squad, because I think that sounds like a formula for an excellent game, but if it ends up just being one of these games as a service things, like, I could not care less.
Yeah, do you have the actual language they use to describe it in any press releases? Like, what's like the general thought? I know it's like co-op, right? It's like
they're both co-op games, and Suicide Squad
are
is
they
a co-op
both
shooter, as they said.
Okay.
And the other one's a co-op open world RPG. The Gotham Knights one in particular sounded really games as a service-y, because they're like
that one.
Like, oh, there will be more threats, and Gotham will keep evolving and stuff like that. I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
But the Suicide Squad one is in the Arkham universe, I guess, and the Gotham one is not.
Yeah, I heard that which is confusing to begin with. The Batman in the trailer, I guess we can just talk about both. So they also announced Gotham Knights, which is coming from who's that?
WB Montreal.
Montreal, yeah. And I thought the Batman in that, even though they said it's not the same universe, I thought he kind of looked like the Batman from the Arkham games.
I mean, I think it's probably just like a multiverse or something, or some, I don't know, maybe there's a reason that in the Suicide Squad continuity that they couldn't have the same continuity. I don't know. But, I mean, you don't play as Batman in that one. You play as, like, Robin and Batwoman and her Batgirl, Red Hood. And, which, like, that also sounds like a really cool idea for a game, but if it's game as a service, I don't really have any interest in it. Like, why can't they just make these single play? Even, like, the idea of there being co-op games made by AAA studios should be really exciting, not worrying. But, like, hearing that, you're just kind of like, this is probably going to end up being some always online nonsense.
My main problem is if you don't do, you know, if you don't fill your lobby up with 4 players, you're going to be playing with bots for all these missions, and this doesn't strike me as a narrative type game. It's going to be like you get cutscenes, and then it's like, okay, now go down to this mission, right, and do this, like, you know, kill 20 goons or whatever, and it's going to be that kind of thing. I don't really feel excited for either of these, even though the cinematics for both of them were really cool, just because it kind of was like, what are you doing? Like, why are there 2 of these are very similar games as far as, like, of all the types of games there could be. These are very similar, and they're like 4-player co-op, you know, online DC universe. It's very confusing messaging, and you would think like the studio, like the IP management at the top would kind of be keeping an eye on this type of thing and making sure this isn't happening. It's really confusing. I think, especially because Rocksteady's been working on this game for so long. Arkham Knight came out in 2015, I think. So we're talking a long time. And I don't know what the wait is for, if it's just going to be an online game. I think they were a little late to the party with that. I think if this came out in like 2018, it would be a big deal. But I mean, Destiny 2 is out. The Division 2 has been out. All these games, I think they missed the party here. I think they were trying to get on a trend that we don't know if it's going to continue to be, you know, as fresh as it used to be in this past generation. I'm personally not too excited for, you know, any of that, but if it's got a good story and, you know, if it's fun to play, I'll still play it at some point.
I mean, I'm gonna keep my eye out on them just in case they end up not being like this, because their messaging is still too vague. But if they are games as a service, I'm not interested. But if they aren't, then I definitely am. So it's like, it's just kind of a wait and see situation. But it was definitely disappointing, especially compared to how cool all the movies looked, which otherwise made the DC Fandome like a really great event.
Yeah, it was jam-packed with stuff.
Yeah. But hopefully they turn out good. I don't know.
And we still have 2 more years for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's
game.
really
that's like that's kind of incredible to me, where it's like something must have happened, because every E3 for the past 3 years it's been, oh, when is Rocksteady going to announce their game? Because it's been years and years of waiting. And 2022 is when it's coming out. They announced it 2 years ahead of time, which is insane.
Yeah,
that
there's
means
no guarantee
that's enough time.
That date.
Exactly. That's like, we've been waiting for this game so long. I assumed when it got announced, it would be out later in the year or something like that. It's almost like, I think it's very worrying, I think.
Yeah, I thought one of these games would definitely be coming out this year, and I had the WB Montreal one in our league, so I took an L there.
A 7-year development cycle for an online game, to me, just indicates like Anthem problems, like things where it's like they're just not with it and they're not like ahead of the curve. They're playing catch up. I don't really know,
or they scrapped something else.
At here. I think that's like the only explanation that actually makes sense. Otherwise, this is in a lot of trouble.
Like they scrapped a Superman game because there was always rumors about a Superman game.
Yeah, and now Superman's the main. Maybe
it's a metaphor for their.
Yeah, it's a metaphor killing Superman. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, he is way easier to do as a villain, probably, than someone you play as, but yeah, I'm just disappointed overall, but
as a concept, that's great, though, to be the Suicide Squad and fight the Justice League.
Very cool concept, I think. If it just ends up being like, oh, here's, you know, this month you fight Green Lantern, and he come fight Green Lantern for this special event. He takes 30 minutes of shooting with bullets with your squad, you know. I don't really want to do that. Get like a, you know, level higher gun for Harley. Not really what I want to be doing. Give me a story, let me get out.
Of games as a service, we played the Avengers beta, didn't we, Murph?
We did.
Nick, did you? Did you do your homework? Well, you failed the class, kiddo.
Yeah, he failed. All right. His sentence is he's gonna have to play Avengers as punishment.
Murph,
that game,
come on, don't be. That's a little serious. Nick, 5 push-ups, all right, kiddo.
Thank you for your
no problem.
Generosity,
mercy.
No, I mean, all joking aside, I think there are things about it that are really good, but just it all mostly comes down to the format of the game that is just very uninteresting to me. I played the first like 2 levels, and I think the combat like is pretty satisfying in some capacity. Like it's very cinematic, but I mean it's repetitive and stuff. But I mean, like I used to love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games when I was a kid, because there is something fun about playing as these characters if you're a fan, and there is like a high production value. But yeah, it's very clear upon playing a few missions that this is just not something for me. I don't have any interest in these ongoing games, or Black Panther time for this month, and then we're gonna have the Guardians of the Galaxy come in. It's just like, why can't it all be there? Like, I mean, DLC is different than this like strategy of like piecemealing the product. I don't like that. It's not for me.
If I could lay out some of my chief complaints, one would be, I agree with you that there's like potential for a fun experience and even a fun co-op experience. Except it's this weird blend now with these Destiny-like games where everything takes way more hits than it should take. Where it's like, if you want me to have fun playing as these superheroes, if I want to be the Hulk, let me be the Hulk. Let me just destroy, like, because the problem comes is like, okay, you want to do more damage to these like level 1 like goons that you're fighting in the first mission, and you want Hulk to be able to take them out in one hit. Okay, you got to level up your Hulk skill tree, or get your, buy Iron Man better thrusters. Like, no, I just want to play a fun superhero game that's well balanced, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels like I'm playing Destiny, where it's like, okay, we're really not explaining why, it takes more than one Hulk punch to knock these guys out or something like that. Or why, a blast from Black Widow's gun does the same amount of damage as like one of Iron Man's like blasts or something like that. It's very geared towards, I can already see it's like, oh, you got to level up, you gotta do all this. It's like, I don't want that out of, you know what I mean? There's games where that makes sense. Like a lot of RPGs, this doesn't really strike me as that. Like one of the coolest things was like Thor's hammer was very much like Kratos' axe.
Yeah, that's great.
It didn't have the same like weight to it, because like, I don't know, when you fight with Kratos' axe, you don't have health bars above the enemies, and it's not like, okay, I could get this item for 2.5 more damage to my lightning or something. It doesn't feel as like forced progression for the sake of progression, instead of putting a story in there or putting cool mission design in there. Instead, it's like you're grinding on enemies to be able to grind on stronger enemies. So it's like, I don't know. It's not a loop that interests me when there's not any substance there. And as far as the substance goes, like, it's cool to see the Avengers in like a AAA game, but I don't know. It was almost shocking the whole time, where I was like, this is what an Avengers game is? Like, this is what I've been waiting for? I mean, I was never too excited for this as soon as I saw gameplay, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of just shocking that it isn't, that I'm not more excited. I feel like if there's any game that would make me excited, it's a co-op Avengers game, and it didn't really do it for me, which, that's a shame. And performance-wise, wasn't good either. It was like anything with the Hulk seems almost unplayable. I was getting like 20 frames a second on playing as the Hulk, like consistently. Every time you do
how many missions did you play?
I only did the intro thing, and then I cut it off. I was after the Golden Gate Bridge stuff. I was like, yeah.
I didn't have that problem. I mean, there's a motion blur, but
okay, yeah. Let me tell you about that. I couldn't see anything going on there. I was like, what are you guys trying to hide with these effects? Whereas like, I just want to see what's happening, because I threw my hammer with Thor, and it's like, or I'm hitting people, whatever. It's like, I can't see what's going on. It feels like the Hunger Games movies, where it's like all shaky cam. I'm getting like loads of vibration on the controller, all kinds of like extra sensory stuff, which is like way too much and almost distractingly so. I was in the menu trying to figure out how to like turn off the motion blur and all that, but yeah, it was just really weird. I was like, okay, this isn't running well. They're using motion blur because I assume that's like the cheapest way to make it feel like there's weight to the punches and stuff. I don't really know the strategy there, but yeah, overall wasn't too hot on it. It wasn't very fun to play. The concept obviously is very cool, and there were cool things there where it's like, I did get very excited to throw his hammer and call it back, right? That's what you dream of doing when you're playing God of War. You're like, oh, what if this was like the Avengers and this was Mjolnir, or playing as Captain America, throwing the shield, watching it bounce off people. That's great. I love doing that. I just wish it wasn't in the setting that it was in, I guess.
Yeah, I concur. I think that it's not a totally worthless adventure just because of like those little things can go a long way depending on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But there's obviously tons of people that like this type of game because that's why these games exist. But yeah, for me it's disappointing, and I highly doubt I'll buy it, at least not at launch for full price. But I also buy like every game because I have no self-control, so who knows?
Yeah. For me, I don't recommend this at all for full price because it already is looking like it's going to be a mobile game, and I don't really want to support that, even though I do love the IP. I wish I don't know. If they're gonna make it like a live service like Destiny game, it's like I think there are better versions of that, Like I think the combat in Destiny and the gameplay in Destiny is just way better. So it's like, technically speaking, the only thing making me interested is a license, and it should be more. It should be way more than that, because that should just be where you start. That should just be the beginning, and then everything else should be added on. But it seems like that's the only thing that even got me to play as long as I did, was just wanting to see how all the characters played. But
yeah, that's fair. That is definitely the only reason I kept playing, was that superficial component of it. But at least we got Spider-Man Miles Morales coming,
Mm-hmm.
Until they announce it's a mobile strategy game locked behind ads and paywalls.
Please do it to me.
Miles Morales auto chess.
That would be fun, kind of.
Took you a second to think about it.
I had like the little vision come up in my mind, but yeah, overall, I can't say it's a disappointment because my expectations were already so low. It's more like it's exactly what it looked like it was going to be when I saw the gameplay. And hopefully in the future it gets better. That's all you can hope for nowadays, I guess. I'm certainly not worried about it doing well commercially. I'm sure it's going to sell, so much, but
I'm not so sure.
I mean, maybe if we'll see. I guess we'll see the rest of.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of, I think, like, Spider-Man is just such a much more successful endeavor to make a good licensed game, and this is like exactly the kind of licensed game you don't want to see. And I wonder if the devs making Suicide Squad right now are holding their breath, being like, "Wow, this is exactly what we have right now." So we better get our ass together and make something that's not this, I guess. I feel like there's gonna be fatigue eventually, because
there definitely
these games
is.
are so. Oh, already for sure. I mean, it's like these games are so time consuming. It's not like Spider-Man, where even if you didn't like Spider-Man, it's over in like 15 hours. This is like, you're asking people to spend, countless hours here, endless hours. It's a continuing game that never ends
until the next one comes out. So if you're gonna make it like that, you better have your core loop down, and that better be fun. Like shooting in Destiny is satisfying. It is fun. So if you're gonna have people relying on just that, you better have that down. I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think the characters are enough of a reason.
It's just to have new characters being spread out piecemeal throughout a schedule, and new villains and new planets and stuff like that. Which, like, that could be really cool depending on what the core game is. But I'm just more of a proponent of the core game being really substantial, and then if there's DLC, make DLC, but not the way that it's like when games have like seasons already projected before the launch even happens. Like, that really rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe a few years down the line, they fix some stuff, and when you buy it, it already has all the stuff in it. It could be fun. Who knows?
Yeah, I think at some point. I mean, Destiny 2, a lot of these games have bad launches and end up being pretty well respected. So sometime down the line, maybe it'll be free to play, and we all have a free weekend. We want to get in and clobber some people. I think
it's clobbering time.
Exactly. I think we could. No, that would be cool if they were. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to be, everybody just wants what Fortnite has. They want it to be like when the next Marvel movie comes out, you're going to have cool tie-ins. It's like get the Black Widow skin for the new Black Widow movie, get the Fantastic Four for, all these things. So it makes sense why they're doing it, but it still has to be good. You can't just rely on the characters, especially when it is still Uncanny Valley, where it's like, that's another complaint I had, where it's like, I get that you're not going to have Robert Downey Jr. come in and do lines, right? That's ridiculous. Of course not. But also, you don't have to go with the exact characters that were in the movies, and the exact, like, even that it's on the helicarrier, and, like, it looks exactly the same as it does in the movies. It's very, like, I don't know, the Avengers have been around for decades. There's a lot of different things. What we saw in the 2012 Avengers movie is not the entire story of the Avengers. You could have it take place anywhere. You could have a whole different roster. I know you want the movie tie-ins for, visibility and stuff, but I think there were probably ways to better distinguish it when it does feel like, the Iron Man we get is trying to do Robert Downey Jr. He's not trying to do comic Iron Man or something. And in that sense, it does feel weird. Well, Brian, are you in or are you out? Are you big in? You big out?
On Avengers, I'm out. I wouldn't say big out, but I'm out.
Oh, I'm big out. Let's throw a big out in the chat. All right, big out, everybody. I'm big out. It doesn't come up much. Might be the first big out of the year, and I haven't even played the full game. But
I think you kind of did.
that demo.
I'm pretty sure there's like 50
sold
missions
me.
in the beta or something. I don't know how accurate that is. When I googled it, it said like 40 or 50 missions or something. But it was also like I didn't actually read the article. It was just like whatever Google decided was the answer, which is oftentimes
maybe
not
just
true.
I don't know. Yeah.
How long do snails sleep?
40 or 50 missions.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see how that pans out when we get to the actual release. But I can pretty much guarantee that I will not be buying it this year, short of a miracle. Nick, where can they find us?
They can find us in Brian's basement.
No, it's Murph's basement, actually. He will not let us out.
Never will.
They can find us on Twitter at PseudoLudoCast. They can find us on Instagram at PseudoLudoPod, and they can find us on YouTube as well.
All right, I'll check in with you guys next week and see how you cuties are doing then. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.